Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to tonight's stream, Train Sim World 2. And this is a route that I've probably mentioned this before. Since being on the PS5 version, and we've had the 64 gig DLC limit, some routes had to be sacrificed, and this route was one of my favourites on PS4, but it was one of the bigger ones, so I had to sacrifice it on PS5. So I've not actually played this on PS5 yet, so this could be a bit interesting. Looks like I did a tutorial, maybe right at the beginning, I think I did the route introduction, but I think that's all I've done. So yeah, could be a good one. How is everybody doing? Farah, good evening. Hope you're not too seasick. Yeah, yeah. So you might have gathered I'm on my well, I've got 2 weeks off. I'm off this week. I'm off next week. So I've just been day tripping. So I went up to the Lake District on Monday. But yeah, it wasn't too bad actually. It's quite smooth. Didn't intend to do a video, but I just took a little bit whilst I was on there and thought I'd just put it together just for the fun of it. So yeah, it was good. It was good. Lucas, how you doing? Nice to see you. Corby, welcome. Another American one, Corby. So you'll be pleased. So what we're going to do is, I thought we'd go southbound from San Francisco to San Jose, and we'll do a limited stop, and we'll also do it in the MP36, because the MP36 is nice. It's a bit of a beast. I actually prefer the MP36, even though that was a DLC, rather than one of the stock locos that came with the route. But we'll give it a go. Should be a decent run. 489.7 tons, 190.8 yards in length. So, first thing I'm going to do, let me make sure the stop markers are off. That's off. What about the motion blur? Turn that off. Right, let me remember how to set this up. I think the first thing we do is put on the systems. I think the gauge lights are up here as well. Gauge lights, what else have we got? Front markers we don't need. What else is down this side? I think that's all we need. There's some lights on the back panel. Well, I'll just whack all these on. Ground lights, step lights, headlight control. Right, okay. Anything else? No, I think I'm not gonna bother with the alerter. It's just an annoyance, really, isn't it? Right. Let's get the doors open. I think that's the first thing. But it would help if I get the reverser in as well. Right, I think we're good to go. That's better. Let some fresh air in. Yeah, this is a really nice loco, this one. And the other thing is that... oh, let me turn the lights on. That'll help. Got to have more bright, of course. What's the other thing I was going to do? And I'll keep talking in a second. Are the marker lights red? I can't remember. In America, are marker lights white or are they red? They are red, so we'll turn them off. Sometimes get confused because on some trains marker lights are white, aren't they? And you run with them on, but we'll turn those off. Yeah, this is a beast of a train, and on this train that you get with it, you've got lapped brakes. So again, it's a little bit like the braking system's a little bit like the Class 101, isn't it, in the UK? Whereas on this one, we've got the usual brakes we all know and love with the automatic brake. So much better. We'll run with this one, I think. It looks nice too. See what I mean about it being a beast? Look how high up this is. And the driver's position's great. It's like the cockpit of an aircraft, isn't it? It's something to do with these struts coming down the windows, I think. Yeah, you're right. It's a beauty, Kobe. Yeah. The good thing is we haven't got the funkadelic driver's desk tonight. It actually looks like it should do. Sometimes it comes up in all sort of like purpley spotty colours, doesn't it? Looks a bit weird, but I think we're good today. Alright, so we are leaving San Francisco. Let's have a bit of horn. Of course, we're going to get rid of the bell. Hey 20, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Now, I don't think this route has had the treatment, has it? It's not got the skybox. And they were going to put the water in just further along. I mean, I obviously, as I said, I haven't run this since probably, I bet it was August last year. So I can't remember whether or not the water is actually in the bay. So we'll have a look as we go past. I was I remember the DLC limit being the issue, but I was also kind of waiting as well just for the preserve crew updates, but I really don't know if they've made it through yet. But we'll check it. There's one coming in the other way. I was saying to Farah earlier, this Penn corridor actually, I remember, was the first route that we got where I really felt like we had a long run. And you know I like a long run. And this is a really decent run, to be honest. Especially these services that are limited stops. So I need to play a little bit more of this, I think. Need to go back to it. Hey Dave, how are you? How's your train station renovation going on, Dave? Have you finished it yet? That skyline's brilliant though. We don't quite have that, do we, in any of the routes? I think the Harlem route, we can see New York a little bit in the Harlem route. But I don't think we get as close to it as that. Yeah, Dave, if you've just joined, I was just saying that I haven't played this yet on PS5 because of the DLC limit mainly. It's one that I didn't put back on, so I'm quite looking forward to this actually. Yeah, it's got a different vibe, Corby, hasn't it, this one? Definite different vibe. I remember picking this one up on release day. I was quite excited about it. I watched all the previews a couple of times as well. And I remember even watching a lot of the streams from Train Simulator as well, TS Classic, because this route was already out on TS Classic. So yeah, I was kind of prepping myself, trying to do a little bit of route learning. But this loco makes a massive difference as well. Hi Lee, how you doing? No, you're not lately. Don't worry about that. Concorde cockpit. Yeah, that's it. It is. It's like it's definitely like an aircraft. And I think, as I say, I think it's these sort of struts that come down the windscreen that gives it that appearance, you know. But yeah, automatic brakes. We love automatic brakes. For the longest time, we had to use the lap brakes on the F40. But the driver's position, even look how high up this is. Must be great driving these things. Might take me a while actually to get used to the braking, but we're good. Right, so that's another thing, isn't it? What about the head end power? Does that put the lights on? Yeah, the lights are on now. There we go.
Caution, the doors are about to close.
Alright, so Millbury is next. 11 miles. Oh, and as if by magic, the funky driver's desk reappears. Look, this is what I was saying. This kind of spotty effect is a bit weird and comes and goes on this one. Yeah, even the announcements seem a bit space age, don't they? But it's a massive cab, isn't it? There's a lot of room there. Oh, you've been playing Power Wash Simulator. I think a few of us on PlayStation are quite jealous there when it comes to that, to be honest. It looks like a very good game. I don't understand why it's not on PlayStation. Maybe they've got a trick up their sleeves and they're going to be releasing it. They've just not told us yet, but it would seem a bit of a no-brainer actually. They should release it. Yeah, we need Mel here to ban Lee for trying to make us all jealous. look at Kobe trying it on now because the mods are not in. I did see some special edition advertised on Twitter for that actually, Kobe, with some presentation, steelbook edition. I thought, God, they were not going to sell many copies of that, surely. A steelbook edition with a toy goat in it and all sorts. Amazing. Yeah, it was pretty grim. I'll just say as well about this route, it's just reminded me, once you get up to speed, these sweeping bends are brilliant. I'm a little surprised we haven't got many more of these types of American passenger routes. I know we've got Boston corridor, as of last year, but the American routes seem to be like the Harlems, don't they? And the Long Island Railroad. Rather than these ones. And I'm speeding. That's better. What's the stadium, Corby, at the other end? Is that the 49ers stadium? Yeah, Dave, definitely. Yeah, I mentioned that. I wondered if it was in yet. I don't know if it is. I can't remember if the preservation updates have actually come to this or not. We'll soon find out. Yeah, of course, from Arizona. Yeah. I just wondered if you knew this route at all. Looks like the water's. Oh no, there it is. Wow, did you see that water popping? Oh, it's nice the water's in. I don't know about the popping, but yeah, there you go, Dave. There it is. That looks much better, doesn't it? Much better. I did used to wonder what should be there. I mean, I know it's called the Bay Area, but we didn't seem to have any water anywhere, did we? Levi Stadium. Yeah, I'm assuming it's the 49ers, but yeah, if you've not played this for a while, get back on this because it's actually really enjoyable. Yeah, a Rams fan. Well, the Rams have got a really nice stadium, haven't they? They've got the brand new stadium there, which is very, very nice. It's actually only a few weeks till the season starts, isn't it? It's around 10th of September, isn't it, when the season starts? I quite like Pittsburgh because I spent a bit of time working there in Pittsburgh, so I kind of have a soft spot for Pittsburgh, but I do like the Raiders. But which is a bit silly because they end up playing each other during the season. But yeah, I quite like watching all of it, to be honest. 3.6 miles to Millbrae. No problem, Kobe. So I've got a full set of trophies on this Peninsula corridor that I haven't got yet, and I have all the DLC as well. So I have the MP15 shunter as well, and of course that's got its own set of trophies, and I just haven't used it on PS5. This is a shame. I think the MP15 shunter actually is one of the best ones in the game. That's another loco that's quite enjoyable to run. And of course, if you own it, you'll see it running up and down at various points as well, whilst you're running services in this, which is always quite nice, isn't it? Seeing a bit of traffic. Is that an airport over there? I've never noticed that before. Looks like a control tower, doesn't it? Could be an airport, not sure. .2 miles, so let me make sure the throttle is off. Oh, it is it, Dave? It is an airport. I've never noticed it. I wonder if that control tower was on the PS4 version. I don't recall at all. And I've run on the PS4. I've run this route a hell of a lot. .500 yards. Yes, there are. You're right. There is aircraft down that end. Yeah, there's nothing up here, is there? And it does look like the old skybox as well. That's not been updated yet. Looks like. There's a little bit more static wagons hanging around, so that part looks like it made it through. But what about the platform information systems? I don't see those, so looks like not everything's been done. Let's just double check. Yeah, they're pretty blank, aren't they? So still some stuff to do, I think. They got the passengers fast walking up the stairs, so that's a new thing.
The doors are about to close.
Right, San Mateo 4.1. Yeah, the passengers are a bit thin on the ground, aren't they? Now I can hear an aircraft. I can hear it, but I can't see it. Yeah, don't see anything. Audio only, I think. Wouldn't it be strange if, because there's a road map next week, isn't there? I think the first road map for a while is next Tuesday. It'd be strange, wouldn't it, after playing this, if this was on the road map and some of the preservation stuff was coming to it. But this is definitely a route that would benefit from rush hour passengers, especially at the San Francisco end. Because I can imagine that station being pretty rammed, you know, day to day. So fingers crossed, this one's going to get the treatment. Now that I've put this back on, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it on, and I'll play this one a little bit, I think. So I know I'm meant to blow the horn at all these crossings, but I'm forever having to turn the bell off. Let's pretend I'm doing it. You played Spirit of Steam today. There was some update yesterday, wasn't there? Was that for the? I think it was for the derailment issues, wasn't it? You don't know if the freight braking thing got fixed, do you? You know, some of the freight trains you had to manually go along and pull the brake cord if that certain type of wagon appeared in the middle of the consist. The vacuum brake didn't go all the way to the back, so you had to go and pull the cord manually. Did that get fixed? Because I've not played Spirit of Steam for a couple of weeks either, but I know there's been a couple of updates. But it's strange, if rush hour passengers are not on Spirit of Steam, that's a bit strange, isn't it? Because that's a new route. I thought they were being added to all new routes. Possibly there's some technical issue though with that. Maybe that's why. Right, 600 yards. Let's get the brakes moving. It's a good route though, Spirit of Steam, isn't it? It's a nice route. Right, probably going a little bit too fast here. Let's see how we do. Not too bad. San Mateo. Great to see you, how you doing? Nice to see you. Today you'll buy this map in the PlayStation Store offers. Oh, is it on sale at the moment? That's interesting. The barriers are not down. Yeah, they are down, Dave. Yeah, there you go. There's no sound. Are they not meant to? Is there not meant to be an alarm on these? Can't hear anything. I don't know in the US if they. I thought they really screeched these things. Right, let's get the doors locked. Oh, they're supposed to. Yeah, that's what I thought. Kobe says, "Oh, they screech." I thought they would do. I mean, it's a safety thing, isn't it? They've got to make a lot of noise. That's what it's all about. .4 miles to Hillsdale. I think these limited stoppers, as I recall, the stops are all at this end, and then you have a bit of a run once you get out of this part. Let's squeeze between these two. Let's turn the bell off. I forgot there was a sale on at the moment for a few of these routes. It is summer, isn't it? It's usually the best time, I think, for the sale generally. Hey Patrick, how are you? Good to see you. I'm doing alright, thanks. Yeah, can't complain. Still a few of these bushes at the side that kind of clip into the track, isn't there? And through the cab. Dave says, time they released another route. I'm bored waiting. Well, they did talk about, well, again, maybe there's something on the roadmap next week, but they did mention a German route, didn't they, some time back? But they didn't give the details on what the German route actually was. So maybe next week there'll be something on that. It does seem a while, doesn't it, since anything was out. Well, I mean, there was the Isle of Wight, wasn't there? But I think from DTG themselves, I don't think there's been anything for quite a while. Well, let's go into full service. Actually, just go to suppression. Suppression brakes is good. I like suppression. Soon gets the speed off, doesn't it? Right, this is Hillsdale. We're actually on time as well, which makes a difference. Excellent, Patrick. Thanks for coming in, by the way. Thanks everybody for coming in. The loco lawn mowing those overgrowths. Yeah, there's quite a few of them on this route. And put the recent routes on sale. Yeah, could do that, couldn't they, for a bit of a boost. You did get West Cornwall, didn't you, finally, Farah? Which I think is quite a nice route, actually. Apart from the trophy question, the route itself, I think, is actually quite nice. And there are some updates coming for the Class 150 and a couple of other things as well on that route. The other company was also making a route. What? Can you remember who it was, Dave? I don't recall. It wasn't Skyhook, was it? Was it somebody completely different? I can't remember. It just seemed like ages since we had a roadmap. And I know the last one was moved a couple of weeks, probably because of the holidays. But it is next Tuesday, so I'll watch that. Give the passengers whiplash with suppression brakes, yeah. Well, it's that or we fly through the station. So they are good though, the suppression brakes are really good. Right, San Carlos, St. Charles, 2.9 miles. Oh, Train Sim TV, is that, that's, is that AP? Can't remember. I think they do some of the sounds and stuff, don't they, for the other trains. Armstrong Powerhouse. Are they the same? Are they the same people as those that do Train Sim TV? I think they are, aren't they? They do some good stuff on that Train Sim TV. I was watching on. They were doing. It was a while back now. Train Simulator Classic, and they were doing the Cumbrian coastline. They were doing, and they'd rebuilt it all and modelled it, and it looked quite nice. And they were showing that off. I remember I watched one, and they were just building Barrow Station, and it looked quite nice. And I meant to go back and have a look at that. But I forgot all about it. I bet it was 12 months ago, or a little bit more. But they also use another name, but can't remember. Right. Well, let's keep our fingers crossed then. It's next week's roadmap. That's something to look forward to. Even if it's the German route that they mentioned. Because it's strange, isn't it? They mentioned the German route. It must have been several months ago. But then there's been nothing since. So unless there was some delays or something on it, don't know. Right, just over a mile. We'll try and brake a bit easier this time if we can. £400, probably going a bit too fast actually. So I take it back. I've put more brake in. And the suppression brakes. Will we get the first door on the platform? Yeah, just about. It's strange when you've not been on a route and in a particular loco for quite some time, and you almost have to relearn it again. The way the physics work. Even though you're using the same kind of braking system as some of these other locos have got, they all act and feel a little bit different. Just put the brake into initial. Redwood City, 2.2 miles. Let's just check the map, see where we are. About halfway, I would say, once we get to Redwood. About halfway across. We're due at Redwood 9:25, so we've got, what, just over 2 minutes. Should be fine. Now that crossing that we just went over, I could hear the noise. I could hear the warning sound. So some of them must just not be working. They must be glitched. That one again, I could hear that one we just went over. How about this one? Yep, that one was too, so it's a bit strange, isn't it? Some, but not all, are working, seems like. But the barriers are down. The barriers seem to be down on all of them. Alright, this is Redwood City. Thanks everybody for popping in, I appreciate it. Don't forget, give me a thumbs up, which will help me out a lot. We've got to wait till 9:25 and 30 seconds, so I'll get the doors closed very soon. Let's do it now. Oh, the next one's halfway, is it, Dave? Yeah, look on the map, it kind of looks halfway. Menlo Park is next. Nice long run though, isn't it, this one? Get decent points as well. If, you know, I've said before, if points are your thing, or you just like, you know, advancing your level. We're nearly at 10,000 points. This is just a regular service, and it hasn't stopped at every station either, so... Very long with all stops, fantastic for getting to level 20. Is level 20 the trophy on this one? I think it is, isn't it? I think a few of these have got get to level 20. I think I'll be level 1 at the moment, being as this is the first service I've done. Have I got the windows open? Yeah, that one's open. I haven't got the one open on this side though. That's not open. But I do have to. If it's too quiet, let me go here, and you can tell me if it's any better. Because generally, I have the sound at 60%. Want me to up it a little bit? I'll put it at 70, and see how that is. I'll put it at 75, but just let me know if you can still hear me okay, because that's the reason I have it down generally. Let me know if that's any better. There's 20k points with each run, and 375k for the trophy, approximately. Right, that's interesting to know. Sounds better. Right, good. Yeah, you could say I had it down to 60%. I think it depends what route you're on. Some are louder than others, aren't they? And obviously in the cab as well, some cabs are quite loud compared to others. The old diesels are quite loud. The old British diesels. I think the first one I ever did where I voiced it, I left it about 100% and completely drowned myself out. So I've got a full set of tutorials as well, not tutorials, sorry, scenarios to do for this, but also the standard two trains, the freight train and the MP40, and then another set for the MP15 as well. So I mean, there's plenty to do on this route, you know, starting it again from the beginning. I think I pretty much completed it for PS4. I think I did the full set. I did spend a long time on this route. Farah, you spend a lot of time on Brighton to London route, but there's a noticeable audio loop that doesn't help the immersion. I probably know what you mean, I think, with that one. Although I do agree that's a great route. Especially with the layers. The layers make a massive difference as well. This is not a difficult route to get 100%. Yeah, I think I did it pretty quickly. I think I did do it pretty quickly. And then when the DLCs came out, it was good because you had another good excuse to play it all over again with a bit of a different experience. Especially the shunting stuff. The shunting stuff's quite good. Palo Alto, the home of the computer mouse and other inventions. The keyboard, I think, as well, actually. Keyboard and mouse. I think it was MIT, wasn't it, that invented those. I'm going back a long way trying to remember that correctly, but definitely Palo Alto. soon as we stop at this station, I'll check the schedule, see what stations we've got left. Oh wow, that was weird. I don't know if you saw that in the hood. It just jumped. As if I had a massive wheel slip. I seem to remember the collectibles being a little bit of a challenge on this one because they're quite spread out, being a long route. So I don't think I'll be rushing to get those again, but I will if I get near completing the set trophies, you know. Right, let's check the schedule. So California Avenue will be next. San Antonio, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Lawrence, Santa Clara, and then San Jose. So we're due at San Jose at 10:08. So just over half an hour. Let's get the doors closed. So the acceleration's not bad on this. It's not the fastest, but it isn't bad. It's a shame. It's a shame, really. There's you get up to speed, you've got to stop again for some of these stations. It's a shame. I know there's a couple of services though that go end to end, kind of like moving trains around rather than passenger service. I seem to remember there was a couple of those where you get you know, a longer run without stopping. But it seems, you know, on some of these routes you just get up to speed and you've got to stop again. So it's a bit of a shame, really. This is California Avenue. That's actually quite a nice picture, that. I think I will snap that one. There's a few late ones where it's end to end. Use those for mileage. Yeah, I seem to remember there's several more of those end to end ones for the cab core. I quite like using the cab core, although it's very silent, isn't it, for obvious reasons. But yeah, the cab core is quite good. But it like you said, if you're chasing trophies, it's good that scenario plan and mileage counts towards the totals as well. .3 to San Antonio. So let's have a look where we are on the map now. So we're making good progress. San Jose baseball team. It could be. Seems like a big stadium though, doesn't it? I'll take a look later. You know, I meant to look that up once before, and it's just completely slipped my mind. But is there not a scenario? Is there not a scenario where you're taking the football fans? I may have got that completely wrong, because as I said, it's been a long time. I'm sure there's a scenario where you're taking American football fans from one end to the other. Some kind of NFL special. I think that's what made me think it was... yeah, oh, there is one, yeah. That's what made me think it could be the 49ers. No, they don't. They don't, Dave. But I think a lot of the American football stadiums are slightly away from the city that they're actually representing. Some are lucky enough to be right in the centre. And the 49ers used to be at Candlestick Park, and then they moved to a new stadium. But I don't really follow the 49ers, so I can't tell you exactly where they are. But yeah, Google it and see what you find out. Levi Stadium, that's right, yeah. And is it that one down at San Jose? Is that it, right next to the station? Well, pretty much next to the station, isn't it? San Jose State Spartans. Is that who it is? Alright, I've not heard of those. Right, so then I don't know where, if that is it's in Santa Clara. Right. No, I don't follow the 49ers. I mean, if they're on and it's the TV game, I'll watch it. Don't get me wrong. I tell you what I don't like watching, the Browns and the Bengals. Now, maybe it's they're dressed in orange. Maybe it's something to do with the orange. I don't know. I've nothing against them. I don't know. I don't seem to like watching them. Try and work that one out. Santa Clara is a stop on this route. Yeah, it is actually. We are stopping there in. We got Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Lawrence, Santa Clara. Santa Clara, we're due at 10 o'clock. It's just before, isn't it? It's just before San Jose, really. It's a solid route though. This it's well done, and I'm glad they've updated it with little things like that water that we saw at the beginning, because it just looked like a grassland, didn't it, before? Alright, I get you, Farrier. Yep. I'll stick it in Google Earth after, and it'll. Oh, there's the MP15. Google Earth will name it. I was admiring the MP15 so much I forgot to stop. Some of the freight services as well in this DLC are quite nice. Quite enjoyed doing those. It's a DLC, isn't it, that you need to spend some time on, because all the services are pretty, well, apart from the depot runs, all the services have got a decent length to them, so you have to have some time to get right into it. Especially with the DLC for the DLC, the loco DLCs. Which adds so many extra services on top as well. The MP15's got its own, obviously had its own timetable. So a few seconds late. Let's get the brakes off. Sunnyvale is next. Yeah, do you know, Dave? I was just thinking the same thing. That we have come through a few stations, a few of the very smaller ones, but there has been quite a few stops on this one, which has surprised me. Maybe I just didn't quite recall just how many, but I think the run end to end is an hour and 24. There are some that are an hour and 36. I think is an hour and 36 the full stopping service. I thought it was more like nearly 2 hours, but yeah, I agree with you. There's been a fair few stops. So this is Sunnyvale. Alright, Cadman, how are you? We are zipping our way from San Francisco on the Peninsula corridor. Right now, in the MP36. I don't know why they stood there. Oh, there you go. They've decided to get on. That's good. The Baby Bullet, yeah, of course, yeah, the Baby Bullet is its nickname. I mean, I like the F40 that comes with this, but I like this much better. As soon as I saw this, I don't know a lot about American trains at all, as you know. So, sometimes seeing these in Train Sim World is the first time I've seen them. I remember when this one was first shown off, I just liked the look of it. So I thought, I've got to get that one. And it is the better of the two passenger locos. Right, so Lawrence is next. Let's turn the bell off. We've got a 50 coming up, which I need to keep an eye on. Cadman is Farrah-esque late. Yes, the loop, Dave, yeah. I think this loop is used with the MP15, isn't it, to let passenger trains pass, as I recall, when you do the MP15 services. This is one of the loops anyway. Right, so I don't want to spad this one. But actually it's after the station, so it's good. Hello Stace, stranger, how you doing? Nice to see you in. Oh, is it? Oh, is it this one? Is it, Dave? That runs on? You mean on the Oakville route? And they said they were looking at putting passenger services on there, didn't they? As part of the preservation crew, they were going to try and introduce it. So that'll be good because the Oakville, actually, the main line runs on the Oakville, are actually not that bad. I got your Stace. Right, let's get these brakes off. Right, so we got a yellow. Santa Clara is next. It's got some grunt, this thing, hasn't it? It's pretty rough, Stace, to be honest. I wondered where you'd gone. Still testing strong after 7 days, wow. Yeah, it should really be going after 7 days, shouldn't it? Right, got a 50 coming up. Quite the curve, this one. Doesn't it always put you in that loop though, Dave? Honestly can't remember now. I need to do a few more services. We've got some yellows coming up, and keep an eye on that. Yeah, I can't remember. I don't know if it's just part of the route coming this way. Just to give anything that's ahead of you, just a little bit more time, perhaps. Not sure. And there's a loop opposite. Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's something coming past us. I saw your message, Dave, as well about train station renovation and getting your rubber duck stuck under the platform. That's exactly what happened to me. I couldn't get it back out again. So I didn't get 100% on that because I must have been missing something else. But that was mission 2. Mission 2 that was. I think I'm only on the 3rd mission just now. Good game though. I'm actually coming in a bit slow to this one, but we've got a minute till we're due in. You two better not be talking about Goat Simulator. If you're gonna get that, Farah, because it's an easy platinum, then you're selling yourself to the devil there. Santa Clara. So this is a nice station. Some of the freight trains come through here as well, don't they? The freight services on this route. Over on the left hand side there. Oh, there's only 6 trophies. Ah, okay. The stadium, Dave, is further up. Oh, there's an aircraft, as you said, down this end. Yeah, the stadium is actually as you're coming into a little bit more towards San Jose. There's another airport over there, look. So San Jose is the next stop, which is the last stop. Are you talking about the taxi sim? Ah, yeah, taxi sim, yeah. Oh, you already own the other one. Oh, wow. Cabman's determined to crack taxi sim before he throws it on the pile of shame. There's the stadium. The stadium right there. So, I don't know. You can see the runways actually over there for the airport as well. Right, got a 40 coming up. Oh, the other thing, while you're talking about games that have not been so good, there was actually, I think it was Black Arrow actually on. When did we do the last live stream? Whenever the last live stream was last week, Black Arrow said he'd heard there would be an Autobahn police Sim 3, whatever it's called, patch coming out on the Friday. He was right. He was right as well. It did get patched on Friday. It was a 1.3 gig patch, so it was considerable. No patch notes. I put it in. I put it on. I jumped into it. Had a bit of a drive around. To me, it was just the same. The only thing that I noticed that was different was, strangely, there are now billboards everywhere next to the roads. I couldn't work it out, so rather than bug fix, I'm sure there's some bug fixes in there, but they've added billboards with pictures of cats on. Try and work that one out. I did mean to record something, I've not got round to it yet, but I was trying to just generally drive around and pick up some of the collectibles and just see if there was anything noticeable, but I couldn't see anything. So anyway, we'll take another look at it quite soon. We'll see if there's anything changed, but I could do to try and get hold of the patch notes, I think, for that. It's gone, has it, Cadman? You've took it off the PS4, it's gone. Too big to be baseball. It could be just, the other thing is, about that stadium, it could just be a stock asset, couldn't it? You know, it might not be that shape at all. Could just be a stock asset that they've got in the game. I will take a look on Google Earth later though and see if I can work it out. Dave says Autobahn still crap, but I guess that's what I was saying, Dave. Yeah, in summary, there is another stadium here, by the way. There's another one right there. So there's two to look at. This one's got a massive car park. That's what makes me think that's American football, but. Right, 10 miles per hour coming up. And whoever it belongs to, it's in a good position right next to the station, isn't it? I did think that about the billboards. I was looking round for, you know, the usual adverts that get put in these, but no, it seemed to be all about cats. Unless I'm missing something, unless there's some cat theme coming up in the game that I don't know about yet. I couldn't quite work it out. So it's a slow old drag straight into San Jose. It could be, Dave, but I can't remember whether they bulldozed it. And mind you, it depends what year is this route set in. That's the other thing, of course, isn't it? If this is 5 or so years ago, then it could be that they were still there. Right, this is San Jose, which, in route terms, in TSW, this is the end of the route, but it obviously in real life does carry on. See trains coming out the portal here. But for us, this is as far as we go. So let's get the passengers off. And that'll be us for tonight. So thanks everybody for coming in. I appreciate it as always. Just thought I'd run this one, being as I've not run it probably since August last year. So I thought it'd be a good one to put back on, because I quite enjoyed Sherman Hill last week when we did that after not playing that for quite some time. So I'm going to leave this one on, I think, and I'll do a few more of these off stream. Still haven't forgotten, we're going to do Farming Sim. There's a couple of others we're going to do. I'm going to go back to Bus Sim Driver as well, because I'm still amazed how popular that is. Since I did the first look of the original game, not Countryside, the original game. So people are still quite interested in that. I think it's because they're in the sale right now, and that's probably why they're getting this interest. So we'll do some of that. There's a few other things. I want to do Fishing North Atlantic again. I want to do Lawn Mowing Sim. I want to do Bus Sim 21. There's quite a few things to do. So over the next couple of weeks, we'll do a few of those. But thanks again for coming in, everybody. Have a good evening. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.